One of the things I've always loved about using Lumix cameras is that they include a lot of cool things that you can do right in camera without the need for complicated photo editing. And one of those things is Live View Composite. Now I'm going to start right off by saying that the resulting file of a Live View Composite is a RAW file, so all of you RAW shooters will be pleased with that. And I know that in the past I have said I am a JPEG shooter. Since starting to shoot more astrophotography, of course you need to shoot RAW files with astrophotography. You need to get all of the image data that you possibly can because you're shooting at night. So one thing, always set up your camera to shoot RAW. You could shoot RAW plus JPEG if you prefer, but definitely you want to capture your Live View composites in RAW. I'm going to show you how to set everything up in the camera. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Marlene. I'm a Lumix lover, a Micro Four Thirds user, and a birder and a photographer just for the joy of it. This is my first attempt at a Live View composite Star Trails image. It was taken in the middle of my backyard in suburban Calgary. I did a 15-second exposure and I shot for an hour, and I think I had about 240 photos in total. Now I'm pretty stoked about this result, seeing as it was my first time. Now I know there's no foreground interest in my Star Trails photo, and I would love to do some more tests. In fact, I'd love to shoot here with Star Trails or even the Milky Way behind this sculpture. But right now I'm dealing with this kind of weather, and it looks like it's socked in for at least a week, and that means not too many night photos are going to happen. Oh gee, I almost forgot to mention that Live View Composite is available on the Lumix G9 Mark II, which is what I used for my Star Trails, and also on some of the Lumix S-Series full-frame cameras. You don't need Star Trails to practice on. You can actually, and you don't even need nighttime. You could practice in kind of the relative low light. You can practice with lightning as well. You can go on a street and practice with street lights or cars driving by, or you can grab a flashlight and wave it all around in the air. That's fun too. But the great thing about Live View Composite is like you can see it building as you go. So it's if you do want to wave a flashlight around, I recommend working with a friend so that you can judge what's happening easier. I mean, you can do it alone. I did it alone. Okay, let's set this up. Go into the Live View Composite menu on the back of your camera and set your exposure according to the scene. I don't have a shutter delay in between photos. I just do one after the other. Now in Live View settings, it will take one photo for a black frame, and then when you press the shutter button again, it will start the Live View Composite. And in real time, you can watch your photo build up the exposure, which is the really fun part. For example, my Star Trails photo was 15-second exposure, so I just let the camera alone and just let it repeat until I saw on screen the effect that I wanted. Now in the case of this shot here, I'm painting with a red light. When you're happy with the results, you just push the shutter button again and it will finish your exposure. When you're finished, just zoom into your image just to make sure that everything looks the way you want and that it was in focus. Now this may need some experimentation, but that's the fun part. Live View composites are quite a popular topic these days, and in the past you would have to take, a couple hundred photos and blend them together using image editing, Lightroom or Photoshop or whatever. But with, like I mentioned, with the Lumix cameras, you can do it right in the camera, and it is quite amazing. Now, I took my photos in the middle of suburban Calgary, right on my back deck, just to test it out, and I was blown away by the results I got. And I just spent 1 hour taking one test shot. Astrophotography is fairly new for me. I'm really enjoying the experimentation of it all. But if you're interested in a deep dive, because I'm I'm a beginner astrophotographer. Ugh. You could purchase this book like I did, Photographing the Night Sky by Alan Wallace. It is an awesome book. It's more like an encyclopedia. It has so many topics in it, from shooting, tracking, stacking, editing photos, all sorts of topics, everything about the night sky, where to go, when to go, you name it, it's in here. You can order from Amazon right now, or directly from the publisher, the family actually, on Alan's website. Sadly, Alan passed away earlier this year, but his family is keeping his business going. He also has a YouTube channel, so you might want to check out the book and his YouTube channel. I paid over $200 Canadian for this book. You can see that it's huge. So definitely worth every penny. I think it's about $150 on Amazon Canadian. So that means like $2 American. Just kidding. It's probably about $100 American. Anyway, check it out if you're at all interested in a deep dive into astrophotography. Highly recommended. If you do shoot astrophotography at all and you want to learn how to focus on the stars, make sure you check out the previous video I made on how to focus on the stars. There's some automatic settings within Lumix cameras that will help you with that as well. Now, Live View Composite can be used for many kinds of subjects, not just star trails. You can do a light painting, you can do human figure light painting, you can light paint buildings, lightning. I mean, I can't wait for summer to get some big thunderstorms, some summer storms with big dark clouds and some lightning coming out. I'm looking forward to testing that out with Live View Composite. If you've experimented with Live View Composite on your own, let me know in the comments your favorite subject to shoot. I'm happy to hear from you, as always. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and you can watch this video next.